The mark of the beast. Where did it originate? And the Bible says it's the number of a man. So where did the mark of the beast 666 originate? And whose number is it? This is going to be a quick video because really I'm just going to be dealing with the origin of where 666 came from. But if you hadn't seen my most recent video, Abomination and Desolation, go take a look because you'll see where this this study that I've been on for the past few months originates. And this is still part of that same study. And it's about end time prophecy. And before I get into where 666 comes from, what I found out, I've always had somewhat of an opinion of what end time prophecy meant and what the mark of the beast was, etc. But it was never an investigated opinion. It was just formulated from what I heard, even before I was a Christian. You know, you would listen any day of the week. You turn on TBN, you may catch John Hagee, Tim LaHaye, or one of these popular end time prognosticators talking about what all this stuff means. And this is what formed my opinion of what it all could be. And they have some really, now that I'm studying it, it's so many different views, so many different ideas about what this stuff is. And they do a pretty good job of making it really captivating. They've made movies about it, and they come up with these beautiful arrays of art and pictures and start to explain what the pictures mean. They're really graphic pictures, and it sounds good, and they connect it to different things in history, and different things in history and different things that go on now in terms of conflicts with different countries. And the stuff is fantastic. And again, just hearing these things, even before I was saved, it gave me an opinion of what these things could be. So I used to think that 666 was a computer chip, because in binary, the numbers that are used to make a computer chip work, or a barcode, and they use the same math, equal to 666. So I thought that one day everybody would be faced with the decision to either take a computer chip in their right hand or their forehead, and if they refused, they would be forced to starve to death because they wouldn't be able to buy or sell, because everybody's banking information and all your personal information would be on this computer chip. And I was just convinced that I wasn't taking this chip. Whether I was a Christian or not, I wasn't taking this chip. And when I became a Christian, this is what I began to tell people. And whenever I would be with someone and we'd be at a store and we would scan a barcode, I would say, well, you know that's the mark of the beast, right? And I would go into this long diatribe about the end times and accepting this mark and the Illuminati and all kind of stuff. Come to find out, I was probably dead wrong on just about all of it. And the more and more I study it, the more and more I hear different opinions and different views and kind of try to piece things together based on what the scriptures teach, the more and more I'm moving away from that whole end time disaster thing. The more and more I'm moving away from a computer chip going in my right hand or your forehead. And I'm telling you, I've been I've been checking out some incredible things lately. That this really good stuff. And over the next few months, I'll be doing videos to kind of explain all what I'm learning, and that I'm not that I've learned, but I'm learning, and I'm actually still learning. So, but it's definitely changing my opinion of what I thought Revelation was and end time, etc. So, what is 666? It derives from Babylonian sun worship. Babylonians worship the solar system, sun, moon, stars, planets, and from that derived 36 supreme gods. And they would give each god a number. Each god was assigned a value. So the first god, which was the sun god, S-U-N, was value 1. Second god, the moon god, she was value number 2. And together they were the parents of the 34 other gods. And if you hadn't figured it out yet, 1 through 36, if you add them up, equals 666. Then what they would do, because they believed that numbers had power, and that if you fashioned them a certain way, you would get the power you needed or the protection you needed and things like that. So they would add 1 through 36, which equals 666, and they would assign that number to the one God, which is the sun god. So the sun god was 1 and 666. They would go even further with it. They would take medallions, square-like medallions, and wear them on chains. And in those medallions, it was a 6 by 6 matrix, 6 by 6 square matrix, and each square had one of the numbers of the gods. So inside that matrix would equal 666. Then they would fashion the numbers in such a way that each row would equal 111. So if you add each row vertically, it would also equal 666. So this is where 666 comes from, historically anyway. So who is the man whose number equals 666? I used to believe it was the Pope before I started with this study. Do I still believe it's the Pope? We'll find out on the next video.